I'm Jo Kiminade and I'm talking to John Knorr, CEO and founder of SIS Business Systems. Now, John, you've been very keen on local government and we're involved at a political level. How does Uglii work with local government?
Jo, we've very carefully and deliberately designed processes in the Uglii system to support local government.
And why?
Well, local government is the foundation, as far as I'm concerned, of government, and if you get local government being energetic and creative, it tends to percolate upwards through the economy. So from an economic point of view, we think that local government it's very important that it gets all the support that it needs, and we've designed that into our Uglii system.
So you're saying if a local government is operating well, that can invigorate the state government to
course,
operate well,
of course, yeah.
And so on to national?
At an economic level and even at a political level. If you've got great local government councillors, they tend to go into Parliament and so on, up the food chain.
And I suppose it would also inspire other local governments too.
Of course,
Well.
it's an industry that feeds off itself horizontally. They're very, very competitive. They can be very energetic, and so it's an exciting area of government. And we're wanting to bring a bit more excitement into it because there's a lot of services that we've created for local government that are going to help local government just be better and more efficient and more vigorous in their local economies and help their local economies more.
Right. What are some of the services? Can you give us an example?
Well, Jo, one of the things that we're very keen about is that local government has the ability to better convey to their taxpayers and ratepayers the services that they provide, so that those services can be found easier, and also to investors that are coming from outside the local government area, that they better understand the opportunities that are available in the local government area.
Right.
The other thing that's very important about Uglii for local governments is the procurement processes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, they're the areas that we need to talk about.
Okay. All right. So, firstly, then, let's talk about the services within the community.
Yep.
How does that work with them?
Well, Jo, our system is a spatial system, and it purports to show all of the products and services in a national economy. It's very easy to do a customised view of the services, say, in a local government area, so that if a local government wants to show all of the, say, human services that relate to its local government area, it can present those very easily.
Right.
And they don't have to be just the services it provides. They may be third-party services, such as services from another level of government.
That they credential then?
That they credential, or maybe services that are provided by private practitioners in the local area. But having that intelligence easily available to their community is very important, and we provide that service, and we can do it very efficiently.
Right, so it's not a lot of work for the local council to do this?
No, it's very easy, and it's very exciting too, because it tends to uncover a whole lot of services that people don't really understand or know that are there, but from a consumer's point of view are important. So the system is about bringing out all of the resources in the community, and a good way of showing that is through the local government website, for example.
Yep,
So,
sure.
yeah.
We also talked about export, so how does it help in regard to export?
Jo, the Uglii spatial marketplace system is a very, very powerful system, and when we're talking about local government, we talk about exports from within their local municipality.
Yep.
That system is powerful in that it enables businesses to compete, local business to compete outside the municipality, and now outside the municipality may mean in the same country, but it may also mean outside the country. So it's really giving every business in the world and every business in every municipality the ability to better compete on the local stage, the national stage, and the global stage. So it's really emancipating businesses and allowing them to be more aggressive and seek a wider audience, or seek a wider marketplace for their products and services.
Right, and now that marketplace system is important for procurement as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Local governments are big spenders by their nature.
Of course.
They're buying services and they're buying products, and it's very important that they do those those procurements efficiently and in a competitive environment and in a non-corrupt environment.
Right.
The Uglii spatial marketplace system is very efficient because it's based on standard processes that are online, so it's very easy if somebody within the local government authority to basically click on the product or service they want, and offers will come to them in response to that request for an offer.
Right.
So from an efficiency point of view, the system is very efficient. It's also very much about competition.
Sure.
So it will supply that local government with all of the available suppliers, competitive offers from all of the available suppliers.
Right. So it promotes fair trade within that area of what they're purchasing.
Absolutely. It promotes competition, and of course competition means lower prices for local
Yes.
government, which
Yep.
means savings for them,
Yep.
which means that they can either pay their debts down or they can do more with the money that they've got.
Sure.
Okay? So it's very much about being more efficient, more competitive. The other thing is that businesses appreciate it too, because it allows every business to feel that it can compete to supply local government.
Sure.
And they're not being
Favoured or
disfavoured.
disfavoured.
Yeah. So it's about giving confidence to businesses that they perhaps can supply a local government area. The third area where the Uglii spatial marketplace system is very important is that the processes, the procurement processes are auditable.
Right.
Okay, which basically means that it's very hard for somebody in charge of procurement in a local government area to be corrupt.
Right.
They're going to
Is that an issue, John? Is there much corruption in local government?
Well, who knows? I mean,
Yeah,
in
true.
some municipalities it is a problem.
Yeah.
In a lot of them it's not a problem. But there's two issues here. One is the reality of corruption, and the other one is the perception of corruption.
Right.
And a lot of local governments suffer from the public belief that there is corruption where there may not be corruption.
Right.
Okay?
Whereas this system ensures that it's clean and clear and
Absolutely.
transparent.
Absolutely.
Right.
And because it's so easy for auditors to come into the system and check out the processes in the Uglii system, it means that only a fool is going to get involved in any corrupt processes in procurement in local government.
Right, right.
So it's got this great ability to give confidence to the taxpayers that this local government is operating at a high standard and it's audited. It's being properly audited
Sure.
from that point of view.
Yep.
So it's about perceptions as much as it's about reality.
Right.
So we believe that the Uglii spatial marketplace system will reduce actual corruption, and it will certainly improve the look of local governments that are using it.
Right. That's a major advantage, really.
It's a
isn't it?
huge advantage. I mean, I love local government, and I want local governments to be seen to be as good as they are. Okay, so, and that's very much what the Uglii system's about.
Now, in regard to rules and regulations, there is a service that covers that area. How does that work?
The Uglii system has got a taxonomy of 700,000 products and services, at least that many, and there is a delightful service that allows governments of any level, like national, state or local governments, to post in that system the rules and regulations that relate to any aspect of the manufacture or provision or transport, whatever it may be, of those products or services.
Right.
Those products, largely, in this case. So it means that business can see very quickly what they've got to comply with, what the
Right.
rules and regulations are. It also means that potential investors can see very quickly what they've got to comply with. So it makes those processes of investment decisions that much easier to make.
Right. Yes. Sure.
So it's in a structure that allows comparison. So if we've got a local government in one country or another country and an investor wants to compare the two, they can do that instantaneously.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the system is about competition. In this case, it's really about competition between local governments
Right.
to give the right impression to investors about
Sure.
what's going on and what they've got to comply with.
Right.
The other thing that's important for local governments is a lot of local governments give incentives for various various investments. So they may give incentives for investments in manufacturing or food processing or something that's going to help their local economy.
Right.
So this makes it very easy for somebody to come into the system and see where those incentives are, so they can easily go to where
They're going
to get the best deal.
Yeah, okay.
There's other services as well that makes it very easy for local governments to show spatially, in other words, geographically, within their areas, where the types of services, say, a food processing plant is going to need in their local area.
Right.
Okay, if I'm going to invest in a food processing plant, I need to know a whole lot of other things about where I can invest, because I don't want to be divorced from the services that are going to support my food processing business.
Sure.
I need to know where the stainless steel manufacturers are. I need to know where the process controlling companies that support those processes are, and so on.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so the system allows local government to deliver much more intelligence about why it's great to invest in their municipality.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
very very powerful, and that's a free service. So what we're trying to do is help all local governments right around the world just be more transparent and obvious about the advantages of investing in their area.
Now, you mentioned that it was pretty easy to do, so for local governments to get involved in the Uglii system. What do they do?
Well, Joe, we treat all levels of government the same as we treat businesses.
Right.
So they can go into the Uglii system and register in the Uglii system, and that may take 20 minutes to go through that process.
Right.
And then they've got access to all of the services that they may need to do all of the things that we're talking about, plus a whole lot of other things. Okay?
Right, okay.
So it's a very easy thing. They don't need any technical skills to be able to do that.
Right.
It's about business managers within local government being able to use the Uglii system to just make the business processes of their local government go better and be more efficient, be more competitive, and be more enlightened, I suppose.
Right, okay. And have we got any case studies, John?
Joe, we're negotiating with several local governments at the moment, and if local governments go to the Uglii website, which is uglii.com, uglii.com,
yes,
then they'll be able to see some reference local governments that are implementing the Uglii system in their local economy. So fairly easy to understand and see the benefits just by going to those local governments' website, because the Uglii system processes are sitting on the websites of the local government. So it's fairly easy to pick up the obvious benefits of the system that's working for that local government.
Okay. All right, well, thanks very much, John.
Joe, it's a pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you.